and to perhaps give Malcolm some reassurances about what Aberdeen City are doing in terms of alleviating fuel poverty and so forth. And so the green electricity costs kind of become a just a little bit sort of secondary, as it were. So if you could perhaps give that some consideration, please, Joanne.
Yes, sure, Philip. We'll make a note of that in the minute, that there'll be an offline conversation around if there's some wording that could be included to reflect the green agenda, and very happy for Malcolm, Philip and Alison to pick that up together and provide that detail. Thank you. Do I see it? I thought I saw Maggie's hand up, but it's maybe gone. I don't know if it's just my screen. Maggie, did you want to comment?
Yeah,
or
it is up. Yeah, my hand.
Sorry.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. I just wanted to say a couple of the points I've already touched upon, so I'll be quite brief. But thank you very much to Alison and their team for the report. I think it's really comprehensive. I particularly like to have everything in one place, including all the references to the supporting documents. I find that really useful and helpful for sending round in terms of where we send our reports to and your reports to. And there's just a point about the community empowerment group in community planning, Alison. It was around about, there are some common members I know in the strategic planning equality subgroup. There's some interest in looking at the old participation and engagement strategy. There's some work going on to look at that from that group's perspective. I just wondered what your thoughts were, if you, in terms of making sure we don't duplicate work or effort, because there's such a lot of good efforts going into the work that you've done. I'm looking at it and thinking there will be coverage across the city that is relevant to community planning and the health and social care partnership in this. And I just wondered what your thoughts were on that, or if there was anything we could do more together around that.
Yes, absolutely. Gordon Edgar is our engagement officer, and Gordon is very closely linked with the community empowerment group and with community planning in general. And obviously we also have our joined up approach in terms of the locality empowerment groups and the close linkage there with the whole Aberdeen agenda, not just health and social care agenda. So I think there's already some good linkages, and we do try not to duplicate. We are talking, for instance, with NHS Grampian at the moment about the consultation and engagement they're undertaking in relation to their strategic plan, the plan for the future, and ensuring that we don't duplicate engagement activity there, that we link up and we make use of some of the existing engagement output that each of us has, and we would plan to continue that in future. We don't have a massive resource around this, so we do have to make the best use and join up where we can. And of course we're grateful to both yourself in terms of letting us have Jane Russell's time and input to some of this, and also to Scottish, our other main partner, Scottish Care, in terms of the input that Wendy Henderson has to this agenda as well. So I think we're probably already making a lot of links, but happy to strengthen and build on those where we can.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Alison. I just quickly wanted to say also, I think it's a really good thing to include an engagement section on the committee reports. I think that's a really, that'll be a very interesting new development, and see what comes out from that. But yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks, Maggie.
Okay, I'm not seeing any other hands up. If you do have your hand up and I'm not seeing it, please shout now, but I'm not seeing anyone. Okay. Well, I would just want to say thanks to Alison and the team for producing this. This is really great to see, and it's the journey we're on around engagement and participation has not just started now, but this is about building on what's already there and developing our really good practice around this area. I particularly like as well that we are now going to be using our TripAdvisor for health and care patient opinion, and I think that will really give us good real-time feedback from people, both positive and negative, on their experience. So I really look forward to seeing that. So I'll move us now to the recommendations. I think I just noted that there was a change to be made around the wording around gender and sex at one point, and an offline conversation around the green agenda to see if there's if there's something could be added around that. But that withstanding, are we content that we approve our guidance today for public engagement, equality and human rights, and that we note that the Risk Audit and Performance Committee shall undertake a review of the guidance? And I wonder if we should put "and its impact" on an annual basis. Would that cover John Tomlinson's point about the, what difference this has made? Derek, I see your hands up.
If I could possibly suggest, Chair, that it should read, shall undertake a review yet to be further developed of the guidance on an annual basis, and that'll allow off-table discussions with the Chair and any other necessary people to develop what the review should look like.
I see details to be developed, you mean, in brackets. Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Leslie?
I just wondered, sorry, I don't have the report right in front of me just now. I'm having difficulty with my ModGov app. When we're talking about gender, is it the part that's in the equalities legislation around gender recognition as opposed to sex that, Alison Murray was saying? Because it's important. Because it's important, obviously, that we do keep gender recognition in as a a characteristic, if you like, as identified through the Equalities Act.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll cross-reference that particular section with the 9 protected characteristics as they're described in the Equality Act. And I know there have been some discussions over the years about changing some of these, but as I say, as long as they're still in the Act, that's how we'll refer to them in our documents. But I'll do that cross-referencing before we publish the guidance.
Okay, thank you. I think that's some of the challenge from the wording in the Act itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with that. And I suppose I'm thinking I'm still more comfortable with just having the word "and its impact" in the recommendation, because I know the details will be worked on as always with a review, but the really important piece for us is it's the impact, it's the so what. So if people are agreeing, and I see heads are nodding, that if we just add in "and its impact" for that second recommendation, I think that'll cover what we're looking for as an IJB. Yeah, people content with that? Okay, good.
Yep.
Thank you all. That allows us to move on to our next item. Conscious of time, and it's probably maybe time for a comfort break. Derek, were you putting your hand up to suggest that?
That was indeed the prompt I was going to suggest. However, some of the leadership team may have been in touch with Dr. Peel and we maybe want an update for that first of all.
Sure. Sandra?
Yeah, just to give apologies to the IJB. Unfortunately, the people presenting on the presentation are going to be unable to present today, just due to some unforeseen circumstances. So if we could take just apologise to the board and hope that we can reschedule that for the next IJB. So again, sincere apologies, but it's unforeseen circumstances that we cannot predicted, and they're unable to present today.
Okay, thanks, Sandra. That's noted, and we'll look for a different date. John Tomlinson.
Yeah, can I just mention my apologies? I'm going to have to leave the meeting just now. There is an audit committee which I need to attend for NHS Grampian because the board is dealing with its accounts and annual report this afternoon. But I will endeavour to come back after that if you're still on the go. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Noted. And Philip.
Thanks. Yeah, there's lots of noise going here. So just to say that Avril has now joined the meeting. Probably a good opportunity for me to actually just to disappear now as you're about to have your break. If that's okay with you.
Yes, thank you, Philip. And we'll welcome Avril as your sub from this part of the meeting onwards. Is that correct?
Yes. That's
yes.
right.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
So I'm suggesting we take a 10-minute comfort break, come back at 11:20. Is that sufficient time for people stretch your legs and get a bit of caffeine if required? Derek, do you want us to stay in the meeting and just have our cameras and mics off for the break time? Is that easiest, or?
Whatever everybody suits. I will stop the recording in any case and I'll start it when we come back in, Chair.
Okay, see you all at 11:20 then. Thank you.